It is extraordinary, 50 years. You were very young, though, when you started,
I was 2.
You were 2 when you started. And you did
scary.
You had a big birthday this week, didn't you, on Tuesday?
No, I didn't have I haven't had a birthday in 10 years.
That's right, OK. So you had a party this week just with friends and family?
Well, I got to be home for a few days and I saw my girls.
These are your grandkids?
The grandkids, there are 6 of them. They are the most beautiful, amazing children and creatures in the world. They're so honest and real and fun. And
what do they make of... do they call you G-Pa, is that right?
G-Pa.
G-Pa.
Yeah.
What do they make of G-Pa and the fact that...
G-Pa!
The fact that you're a rock star and a singer?
Well, there's no star treatment when you're at home. There never was when I had daughters who were growing up and teenagers. There's no room for that in the kitchen, basically. But they get a kick out of it from time to time. My oldest one, Amelia, who's 8, saw a card that I did, a birthday card with me playing guitar. And she looked at it and said, G-Pa's getting so famous. How is he doing this? And it was so cute. I mean, how is he doing this? That was her question.
Yeah.
And little do they know that you have been famous, famous, famous before they were even ever dreamed of. I mean, 50 years, and the album, A Symphony of Hits, is kind of, each song is a little bit of a chapter.
It's a lot to explain in this one interview, but it's...
On a bed.
And on a bed that I'm sliding off of. Make myself
There's a
more
lot to expect anyone to do.
I told her not to put the satin sheets on.
I'm waiting to see if Ben's going to climb on. I'm going to beeline it to the
Give it a minute, Michael. Give it a minute. I'm just sitting quietly in the corner.
It is amazing because I was 16 when I was signed to Epic Records. And that's when I first knew that the record industry heard something they believed in. And that deal came apart inside of a year, and then I signed an album deal, 2-album deal with RCA, Polydor, went into rock, put out 9 albums in 18 years before I had my first hit.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it?
16 to 34. So when people tell me that they're on a TV show and they didn't win and they're still having to work on, I say, how long have you been at it? And they say, 3 years. I just do this.
Yeah, get the violin out.
Give it a bit longer, because that's what it takes to get it. And for some of the people that you worked with were extraordinary legends, like Bob Dylan and things at the time, and some were unheard of. Like you worked with Lady Gaga when nobody even thought of her as Lady Gaga.
Well, they called me from her label and said that she heard I was still recording my album and that she was a big fan and wanted to write with me. And I said, well, who is she? And they said, Lady Gaga. One of them, the first one I heard, was Just Dance. And I know music and contemporary music well enough to know that was going to be huge. So I said, are you ready for what's about to happen? Because you're going to lift off.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible.